the last Docker session we discussed, and we set the context at the beginning. Things we are going to explain, things we are explaining may not 100% accurate, because I wanted to set the context and the background for you. I remember one or two of you asked a certain questions. I told, okay, I'll explain that in the next session, because yeah, you went and did some research, and then you figured out what we discussed, and what the research says is different. Okay? That because we kind of kept as a story in a gray area. So today I'm going to dig into that and explain technically how exactly it works. So by nature it will be a little complicated. And here also there are part you to do the research, because there are certain concepts, especially when it comes to the OS level concept, explaining like this in a training, and then each one of you grabbing the way you think this is it. Okay, so when I say for example, last time I said Docker, it's just when you get it's just a kernel, right? So someone might understand kernel in a different way. If they understand the kernel as some sort of a package, they think this package is coming. If they understand the kernel as a process, they think like that. And also at some point I told image is when you give the Docker run, it become a container. When you stop, it become an image. Right? In reality, it doesn't become an image, it go back. Right? So that is what it is. So those type of things you will understand the way you think this is it. So likewise, today also when we explain certain things, you will understand according to you think this is what it is. So that is why I wanted you to work with your mentor closely, right, within the today, and then figure it out, the missing pieces, right, probably even you can sync up, and then you go from there. Okay, right. So now we had two competitors for this paradigm. One is the VM, another one is the containers, right? VM and the containers. So we discussed the history of this, where we had the physical servers, then physical server became the VM, and then VM went to the Dockers, and eventually we have something like a serverless. It is like, I remember someone commented, though it's a serverless, somewhere there is a metal box is running. True. Okay, so this was the evolution. The main difference between this we discussed, when it comes to the VM, this almost, right, this almost a machine, right, this almost a machine. This is not a machine, but this is almost a machine. What I mean almost a machine, it has its operating system, right? That means it has its own kernel, it has its own processors, and so on. So it is a machine. In container, in the last session we discussed, we are taking the what exactly needed from the OS. Okay? I told, when you taking from a container, when you say from Ubuntu, you take what is necessary to run the container. Okay? That doesn't mean in any manner you are cloning Ubuntu into your container. Okay? So we discussed, if you install Ubuntu, it takes 2 GB of space. But if you run the container, it's like a 35 megabytes or something like that, sometimes even it's a 5 megabytes. So what we do here is, it is like we run as a process to the host operating system. Okay? For the host machine, it is a process. Okay? So we are going to discuss something called C groups and namespaces in a while. Then you will understand how this exactly works. So this is the main difference. You have a machine which has own operating system and own kernel spaces and everything, but containers, it is a process to the host operating system. So as a result, this use host kernel to its works. Okay, it used the host kernel to its work. Now we have a problem. Problem is, if your host is a Linux, if you running a container which says from Windows, mcr.microsoft something Windows, then you cannot share the host kernel. Why? Because it doesn't understand the Linux. Right? If you get the .NET framework, it supports Linux now, but if you get the operating system itself, it doesn't support. It cannot run on top of a Linux kernel. We are going to see it, why that happened and how it works. Okay? And if you run on a Mac, it's a similar issue you are getting. But if you run Fedora from Fedora version and trying to run on a Debian Linux, it can work. Why? Because both share the same Linux kernel. Okay, both share the same Linux kernel. What you need to understand is container mean containers. Operating system see this as a other process. Operating system has no idea there is a container running on top of me. It acts as a process. Okay, so that is the main thing you need to understand. So now, as a result, what happened is this has a longer boot time. Right? This has a longer boot time. Why? It need to load the complete operating system. And this is very short boot time. Why? Because it's just a matter of creating a process. It's a matter of creating a process. Okay. So usually in Linux we are going to discuss this. We have a process called fork and exec, right? Fork has an extended version called clone, right? So what it does is, we are going to discuss in a while how exactly this works. What the fork does is, it copy the existing process, right? And the exec is remapping the memory to the new program. So this happens usually in milliseconds. This happens in milliseconds, whereas it takes the full boot time. That is why containers are super fast, right? That's why containers are super fast. So, and third one, here you have hardware emulation. Where you do not have a hardware emulation because this is a process. Okay, that's the main three differences when it comes to the VM and the containers. Now, if you get the other, if you get this as in a real world, so VM is like you are building a house on your own land. Right? You are building a house on your own land. You have a full control. However, containers, it's like an apartment. You're getting a room inside someone else's house. Right? You get a key and everything, but you don't have a full control. The house owner or the landlord will control you, but it is inside that, but you can use it. Right? So if you get the VM, so you have the hardware, right? So on top of the hardware, you have virtualization software, something like let's say hypervisor. On top of this, you have a hypervisor, right? And then on top of that, you have a OS, and on top of this, we have your app. Whereas when you come to the containers, you have the hardware, and then you have OS, and then you have Docker engine, We are going to learn in a while why you need the Docker engine. And then you have the Docker and the app. Inside the Docker, you have an app. Right? So now you can see there is a very different. Here you don't see the OS. You only have the OS for the main hardware. So this guy going to share the kernel. So if you have two Dockers here, right? If you have two Dockers, then still both share the same OS kernel, right? That means your Docker don't have a OS. Your Docker don't have a OS. It doesn't contain OS. But you will see some MNT, SRC, all those OS file is there, user space, everything is there, which you are going to learn next how they do it. But you have it. You have it because when you say from Ubuntu, it take that file system, copy into your one. That's template, not the content. Right? So you have, so that is why you have illusion that Docker has operating system. Docker don't have operating system. You see, one operating system. But here, if you create a other VM, right? So that also has a separate operating system. Got it? So though when you go Docker exec, last week we did, right? So then you go inside, when you say ls, you will see the file system. You feel like, okay, I have a separate different universe. No, you don't have it. You don't have it. Right? What you have is a template taken from the main file system. When you say from Ubuntu, from the Ubuntu, it take that one. But it doesn't have any sort of a kernel. All the thing you do inside this execute by the host operating system. We are going to see what's going to happen when you create the more processors inside this, what's going to happen. But everything what you do is done by the host operating system.